and limit of literature. I repeat, Shakespeare is the canon. He sets the standard and limit of literature. Now I will start the main paper. The Elizabethan age is basically known as the age of drama, and particularly in the field of tragedy, it has not yet got any rival. William Shakespeare was one of the most influential and profound writers in the Elizabethan period as well as in the literary history of England. He was born on 26 April 1564 in Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire, in England. He was an actor, a poet, a playwright, and also an established sonneteer. His sonnets are famously known as the Shakespearean Sonnets. William Shakespeare is distinguished as one of the most prolific playwrights to ever live. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. Although Shakespeare's works are widely known throughout the world, but his personal life is shrouded in mystery. Shakespeare holds, by general acclamation, the foremost place in the world of literature, and his overwhelming greatness renders it very difficult to criticize or even to praise him. Only two poets, Dante and Homer, have been named with Shakespeare, but each of these wrote within narrow limits, while Shakespeare's genius included all the world of nature and of man. In a word, Shakespeare is the universal poet, and to study nature in his works is like exploring a new and beautiful country. To study man in his works is like going through a great city. His influence upon our language and thought is beyond calculation. Shakespeare and the King James Bible are the two great conservators of the English speech, and one who habitually reads them finds himself possessed of a style and vocabulary that are beyond criticism. Even those who don't read Shakespeare are still unconsciously guided by him. Shakespeare was a great admirer of Aristotle and had followed Aristotle's theory of tragedy in his works to a great extent, though being a born genius and a great artist. He innovated a number of things which have been a new dimension to the creations. Shakespeare's Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth are some of the greatest tragedies by any playwright and best representation of the Aristotelian model. These four masterpieces had brought a new type of revolution in the Elizabethan period and also established Shakespeare as one of the most remarkable and significant writers of all time. Each of these tragedies has a protagonist that has a tragic flow which eventually leads the protagonist to his downfall. In Shakespearean plays, however, the tragic flows are less discernible. Aristotle had a tendency to exaggerate the flow, while Shakespeare makes it more real. This is just about the only thing that it has in common with the Aristotelian tragedy. Shakespeare loved to make a complicated plot with many subplots in order to make the play much more real and meaningful to the audience.
Thank you, Joypop. Your presentation was beautiful, but the time limit was 7 minutes. So now I would like to call Sadana Halima and Julius Sulem, and their title is Adaptation of Shakespeare Play in Bollywood.
Thank you so much.